Good evening, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96. Indeed it is. She's back. Oh, you poor people. Lucky James, first one in the room. That's my boy. Yep, just sent you out a package today to the new Addy, not the old one. So hopefully you'll get this one without any issue. We're going to wait a few seconds, see if anybody shows up. I got the Nightbot fired up and ready to go because I got a surprise for the people that show up in the form of registration for next week's giveaway. Yeah, I'm going to give something away next Monday night. Kind of a send off to me going off to surgery next week. They're going to poke around in my brain, see if they can find one. See if they can figure out what's going on with my eyeball. Today I had to go down to see the cardiologist. And excuse me, I wasn't excited about it because I had gotten a different cardiologist the last time I was there, and he was kind of a stinker. I really didn't like him very much. My previous one had left and gone to Oregon. So today I had to go so they could make sure I have a heart. This is starting to sound a little like the Wizard of Oz. And lo and behold, my original guy was back. I was so happy. I had to go in there so they could do an EKG and make sure that I'm fit enough to have brain surgery. Hey, Mikey. So anyway, my EKG was fine. Ooh, cheeseburger and fries. I took hamburger out for tomorrow. I'm going to make tacos tomorrow. Tonight I had steak and cottage cheese and pickled beets. Artie! Hi, Artie. I love you too. Anyway, I passed my EKG, so that means it's okay for me to go under the anesthesia for them to poke around in my brain. So that was good, and I was real happy to see my doctor back because he's really cool. You never know what he's going to be wearing. The first time I went to see him, he was wearing like orange plaid pants and an orange shirt and suspenders. And today he kind of looked like something out of the Wild West. He likes to wear cool things. John Jacobs is in the house. Woohoo! Got some of my favorite guys in here today. Got my Lucky James Eller out of Detroit. Got Archaeology Mikey from everywhere, Maryland, Florida, Texas. That boy gets around. Got my Arnie C. Got my John Jacobs. Hey, it's all good. Got a couple of ghosts that haven't said anything yet, and they'll be sorry because the bot won't know they're here. And if the bot doesn't know they're here, they're not going to be able to get into my duck race. Yes, we are going to have a duck race tonight. And the reason we're having a duck race is I found a couple of extra. Hey, metal detecting NC, woohoo! Another one of my favorites. That's my neighbor from south of me. Anyway, I found a couple of extra U.S. Mint canvas penny bags. So I decided that next Monday, which is the 18th, I'm going to give one away. So we're going to do some things throughout the week, starting tonight with a duck race. And the top 3 finishers in the duck race will get a spot in the duck race finals next week. and an opportunity to win one of those U.S. Mint bags. So, I wish I was in California, Arnie, but I'm in Virginia. I'd love to go to California again. I haven't been there since the 60s, and I want to go metal detect in California. Anyway, in order to be in that contest, you need to be at least 18 years of age, a U.S. resident, unless you want to help me pay for postage to another place. You must be present in next Monday's stream on the 18th in order to win the prize. So those are the rules, and we'll get to that duck race a little bit later on. We do have some car wash quarters today. I was able to procure a batch of those. And we have a mail call. I got to go get my mail today out of the post office box, and there was 3 goodies in there. Hey, Daniel, how are ya? My first goodie is actually metal detecting related, but I talked about it in my show about the situation I had with the Bounty Hunter Discovery 3000, which mine is actually branded for Calico, but it's the same detector. And ow, oh, it hurt me. Oh, please don't bleed. Anyway, I did a little story about this plastic bolt that held my coil to the shaft of the detector, and how when I called First Texas, who makes Bounty Hunter, the gentleman told me it was going to cost me $14.99 plus shipping to replace this silly little plastic bolt. Well, then I went on their website and saw it was only $4.99 on there. So then I got a little upset because I thought, why is this guy trying to charge me $10 extra because I called on the phone? So I made a post about it in my YouTube community, and someone sent me a message telling me that I should let Mr. Russ Balberona at First Texas know about this, and gave me his email. So I did. Well, Mr. Russ sent me a package, and I'm going to try and put this under the scope here. Doggone it, that's the 4th time I've dropped that thing. Anyway, here's my beautiful new bolt. Nut to go with my beautiful new plastic bolt. And he sent me 2 of them, which is really groovy because I happen to also have a little 5-inch sniper coil for this particular detector. So thank you, Mr. Russ Balberona. Yeah, I was right the first time, for helping me fix that detector. I have a much better opinion now of your company because I wasn't very happy. I really was. Okay. What is Dustin TOG? I don't know what that is, John. Can you please explain that one to me? I don't mind shout outs. I just want to know what it is. Archaeology Mikey saw another alligator with its mouth open and looked like it was about to attack a turtle. You're still in Florida. Yeah, that's normal stuff down there. Okay. Second thing in my mail call is a prize I won from Michael Kittle, Rare Coins. And thank you, Mikey, for letting me know that I was the winner, because otherwise I would have missed this absolutely beautiful James Bond 007 2020. I don't know how this is pronounced. to value to Vallow. I don't watch James Bond, so I don't know. But anyway, this is cool as a fan. High relief first day of issue, 2020 $1 silver round. I'm gonna show you the reverse before I show you the obverse. If I can get it under here. This thing is cool as a fan, y'all. And there's Michael. Thank you, Michael Kittle. I got my 007, as you can see right here. Just bragging on it. That's awesome. So there's the reverse. Let me flip it over here. There you go. James Bond 007. High relief, first day of issue. There is the Queen, baby. There's the Queen. And there's the 1 ounce. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Michael Kittle. That was a great thing I won there. I really like that. That's awesome. Okay, so that's part number 2 of my mail call. Part number 3 comes from my buddy Troy at Spray-Can. And he didn't even know what a cool thing he did here, but he will in a second. A while back, Spray-Can started using one of his shows periodically to raise some money for people that are going through medical or financial problems. And when all this stuff started with my eye, I started running into a lot of things that insurance would not cover. So what he does is he offers roll searches for donations, and he usually has 2 people that he's raising money for, and part of the money from those roll searches he sends to people that he thinks need them. And I got in the mail today, couldn't happen at a better time because they're about ready to turn my internet off. I got $60 from Spray-Can that he raised on his channel, and that is so awesome. But here's what the cool part of it is. He put the money in between 2 postcards, and the postcards have a picture of Osceola. Now, Osceola was the son of an Englishman and a Creek Indian mother who led the Seminole Indians against the U.S. government's efforts to remove them from Florida. Betrayed and captured, Osceola died in Fort Moultrie in January 1838. This portrait is from the McKinney Hall Portrait Gallery of American Indians. Now, here's the thing. I am from Florida. I was raised in Florida, in Orlando. Now, in the early days of Orlando, it was not called Orlando. It was called Osceola. So these 2 postcards with Osceola on them tickled me as much as the money that was in between them. I was so pleased. I don't know if he knew that when he did it, but I mean, that took me right back home, baby. In fact, the next county over from Orange is Osceola. There's so many things down in Florida named after Osceola. It was so awesome that I got those. So that was really cool. Thank you, Spray-Can. Awesome, awesome choice. Thank you so much for the cash, because I've been having to go out of state for care, and some of that's been a little costly. The insurance doesn't pay for it. John Jacob says he went to boot in Orlando. Okay, it depends on what year that was, whether that was Air Force or Navy, because we did have a Navy boot camp there for a while, but we had Air Force there for a long time. So, which one was it, John? Were you at the Naval Training Center or the Air Force at McCoy? Oh my God, John Jacobs. When I was a little girl and we had just moved to Florida, we had company from out of state that came to stay with us. So my sister and I had to go sleep in the living room on the hideaway sofa. And I woke up to get up to go to the bathroom, and there was a freaking coral snake on the end of the bed. And I was little. I was like 5, maybe. I am screaming bloody murder. My dad comes out. He takes the blankets. He throws the snake out the door, goes out there with a shovel and beats this thing to death. And we didn't know what kind of snake it was because we'd only lived there a little while and we were not familiar with what was going on. And then we found out it was a poisonous coral snake, and I am deadly afraid of those suckers ever since. I tell you what. And there's another snake that looks very similar to them. Why do people call me when I'm in the middle of my stream? Oh, I can't talk to him. It is the world famous question mark of Question Mark and the Mysterians, and I can't talk to him right now because I'm doing a live stream. So I'll have to call him back after I get done. He always forgets that that I am doing a show on Monday. Yep, best snake is a dead one. You're right about that. So you were at the Naval Training Center. Yeah, I am over off of Corinne. I have a funny story about that place too. I used to be a telephone operator, and we would get some of the strangest calls. I was a directory assistance operator, which most younger people don't know what that is. But you would call a number and have them look up telephone numbers for you at the phone company. And we used to get a lot of calls for, of course, Disney and airlines and McCoy Air Force Base and the Orlando Naval Training Center. Well, one night I get this lady, and she wants to know. Now, John will appreciate this because Orlando is landlocked. Orlando's not on the water. This lady calls up and she wants the number for the Naval Training Center, and I gave her the main information number. And she says, "Do you have separate numbers for the ships that are docked there?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, there are no ships docked at the Orlando Naval Training Center. We are not on the water." "But it's the Navy. You must be on the water. Let me talk to your supervisor," predecessor of the Karens of the world. Uh, so I put the supervisor on because when they asked for him, you had to give them to them. And the supervisor also happened to be my sister-in-law. And my brother was Navy. Now, he did his basic in Chicago. But I can hear her back there trying to explain to this lady, there are no ships docked at the Orlando Naval Training Center. Oh my goodness. She just went off. and I don't know whatever transpired out of it, but for the entire time the Naval Training Center was there, there was never a ship docked there. Rest assured. Hi, furry plants and queens. But why not? Exactly. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Mikey said, "I walked by an abandoned 1950 high school near my college. It's illegal to go in it, but that would be an awesome place to detect since it's abandoned." Mikey, what I would do would be to contact the school board if you are ever in a position where you have a detector there that you could actually go in there and talk to the school board director and tell them if you find any, if they will let you go in and detect on the property if you find anything that is directly tied to the school, like anything with the school emblem or uh, sports letters, little metal sports letters, anything like that, that you will be happy to donate it to their county museum, and they might let you in. I have done that before. I did that when I lived in Georgia with a private school that had been closed since the 1960s. And it started out as a public school back in 1914, I believe. And then in the 60s, it became a private school and was open on just a few years as a private school. And the only thing I actually found there that was tied to the school, I did return to them, and it was a pin for the Future Farmers of America. And they were really tickled to have it. And so that is one way to get a permission, is if you will work with the local historical societies or museums, that kind of thing. They oftentimes will allow you special permission in. Not always, but most of the time they're interested enough to preserve the history that sometimes that works. All righty, next on the agenda, I got car wash quotas. Yes, indeed, I did. And I'm going to start out by trying to find my books. We're going to start out with the statehood quarter book that we started a couple weeks ago. It's still got a number of blank areas in it because it's fairly new. And once we have filled this one, this will be a giveaway. So before I start going through the state quarters, I'm going to read you a little excerpt from Coin Collecting for Dummies by Neil Berman and Ron Guth about the 50 state quarters. Yeah, I'm getting them again. I couldn't get them for a while because I couldn't drive. And I was too sick and my eyes were messed up. Anyway, well, Mikey, I would go back and find out who is doing what to that site, and maybe you can get in there through them. We had a school up here that they just turned into senior apartments, an old school. And unfortunately, I was too sick to go, but my friend Fig Newton and his friend Tommy were able to get out there, and they found silver and all kinds of cool stuff. And I was too sick to go, but they were able to get in through the construction company that was developing the property, because one of the guys that was a foreman out there let them in. So, all right, here's what the book has to say about 50 state quarters. In 1999, the U.S. Mint began the 50 State Quarters Program, a series of 50 special quarter dollars, each representing an individual state. The Delaware quarter is shown in figure 2.5, which is, there's a picture of the Delaware quarter. The new coins share a common obverse, coin front. The reverses, coin backs, are chosen from designs submitted by each state. Each year, 5 new quarters are issued, spreading the program over a total of 10 years. The U.S. Treasury reports that over 100 million Americans are collecting the state quarters, many of them completely new to collecting. To find out more about the 50 state program quarters, go to usmint.gov. They don't make mention in here of the additional territorial ones. There's Washington, D.C., and a few other places. Those are harder to get, but there are spaces for them in the book. So, without further ado, let's see if I can find the right container. And we will see if we can put anything new in the book. Like I said, I just started this book a couple weeks ago, so it's still growing. I'll put my keyboard aside so I have some table space, so I can lay my book out here, and we'll see if we can fill in any of the holes in the book. Alrighty, what we go. Put your glove on, Susie. Put your glove on. Set a good example for the beginners. Put them little Mickey Mouse gloves on. All right. Here we go. I am gloved up. First one I can already tell is Indiana. Indiana, Indiana, Indiana. 2002. And we need Indiana, so we'll just be sticking that right in the book. Next, we already know we have not been skunked tonight because we got first one right out of the box, Maryland. These are kind of scratchy, but I go back through and we need that one as well. If I find better looking ones, I replace them before I send them out. But I only replace them with other car wash quarters. The whole purpose of this exercise, hi Emerald City. The whole purpose of this exercise is to show people that you don't have to spend a fortune to start a collection. Nevada, issued in 2006. The book is shy one Nevada, so we'll get that in there. So far, we're doing pretty good. 3 out of 3. I haven't had a reject yet. That's always subject to change without notice. Colorado, issued in 2006. That one we have. There's our reject. Because the one that's in the book is pretty good. This one's really shiny. Minnesota, 2005. Well, we have one quite nice one. That's next victim. This one's got a little grubby. It's as grubby as my car. And I just went to the car wash. I did not wash my car today. I did, however, vacuum my car, which was more work than washing it. It is quite nasty. And we need Wyoming, so into the book she goes. I think that's 4 so far we have filled in. New York is where I'd rather be. And what show was that from? And we have New York. There's a shiny, shiny quarter. From my current location of Virginia. Issued in the year 2000. We actually have all the 2000s filled in. There you go. Furry Plants is correct. Green Acres is the place to be. Utah, 2007 issue. Da-de-da-de-da-de-da. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about my glasses. Oh, my goodness. Um, the first pair of glasses they ordered for me, they waited until the day they were supposed to be delivered and called the eye center and told them, oh, sorry, we didn't make those because we do not have the frames. So they had me come down and order a different pair. And yes, we need Hawaii. In the book he goes. So I go down, I order a different pair. And when I did that, they updated the prescription on them because a new exam had been done. So both pairs came in on the same day. I went down and got the glasses. Well, to get the glasses. Neither one of them were the correct prescription. They took the worst of the two and sent them back and sent me home with the other pair, telling me, oh, wear them for a couple hours. You'll get used to them. It's just you haven't had them, blah, blah, blah. So I brought the other ones home, and little problem. These are bifocals, and I'm supposed to be able to see distance from the top and close up from the bottom. So I get home, I'm wearing these things, I'm falling over stuff, I'm not getting used to anything. Then I sat down and attempted to watch television. And we need South Dakota going in the book. So I am sitting in my chair, which is 8 feet from my TV, which is not a huge TV, but it's not small either. And I cannot read the names of any of the channels on YouTube. I mean, it's just this big blur. So I got a tape measure and I measured how far away am I from my screen. And it said I was 8 feet from the screen. Now, if I'm 8 feet from the screen and I can't read the screen, how am I going to drive with these glasses? So I started walking towards the screen until I got to a place where I could actually read what was written on the screen. And I had to be 5 feet away from the screen. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do, to drive like this? I'm going to have to get out of the car and walk up to the street signs until I could read them. So I called them back, and the lady gave me a ration of doo-doo and said that I had told her I could see fine out of them, which absolutely was not true. What I had told her was that they were better than the other pair, but they weren't right. So now I got to get up tomorrow morning and go down there at 8 o'clock in the morning and let them examine my eyes all over again. And what they are saying is that my eyes are fluctuating so badly that by the time they get the prescription written and get the glasses ordered and the glasses come back, my eyes have changed. So I don't know exactly what is going to happen with that. But I do know that on April the 21st, I have to go to Roanoke, and they are going to do a biopsy on something that they see on the MRI that is in my eye socket and behind my eye socket in my brain. So I'm going to probably be out of it for a while after the 21st. They have warned me in advance that this is going to be very painful, and my eye is definitely going to swell shut. But he also said he was going to give me some stronger pain medication, so hopefully I won't suffer too much. But that's the only way they can figure out. The experts, both at the eye center up in Roanoke and at Duke University, have no idea what this is. I've got some strange doo-doo growing in my head. Alrighty, that last one also went in Wyoming, so we got several tonight. We're still missing a number, but we'll get there. We will get there. So we'll just keep plugging away at that book until it's full. The hard part, like I said, on this book is the territorial ones, which are District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Of those, the only one we have gotten so far is the American Samoa. But we'll get them. We filled several books out of the car wash of those. I wish I could say the same for the National Park Quarters. I'm still working on my personal book of National Park Quarters that I've been working on for 2 years. However, I have stuck to the only using coins from the car wash, or we did have 1 week where we had laundromat quarters. So it's been a bit of work trying to do this. By the way, folks, hang out. If you came in late, we are doing a duck race in a little while, and you will be qualifying. The top 3 finishers in the duck race will be qualifying for a giveaway next Monday, where I am giving away one of the canvas U.S. Mint penny bags. You need to be 18, a U.S. resident, unless you want to pay the postage to wherever it is you live. You must be present in the stream on the 18th to win. I'm going to be doing some things throughout the week to get people registered. Tonight, it will be a duck race. So, hang on. All right, now we're going to go into the National Park Quarters. Now, on these, I also have to check mint marks, make sure I don't accidentally pass up a W, because we have found W's. This is not one of them. Hi, Dennis. How are you this fine evening? This is an Ozark River Ways 2017. I have all my 2017s, so go past that. Most of the ones I'm missing are the older ones. Oops, another 2017, so I don't even need to check except to see if it's a W, and it's not. I will check these later for errors and groovy things. This is a 2020 Salt River Bay. Hey, and my friend Kathy used to say, hey, don't need it. In the bin she goes. So yeah, stick around after this. We will be doing Le Race de Duck. Why am I studying this? Because this one I know where the error is, but it's not on this particular one. So next victim. This has got some crud on it. There are some errors on these Cumberland gaps. I will check them later as well. Scooby-Dooby. 2013. Fort McHenry. Oh, please be a D. Please be a D. I need the D. Is it a D or a P? Oh, doggone it. I needed the D. Pooey Dooey. Thank you, Dennis. I've actually been doing, health-wise, been doing pretty well the last couple weeks, except for this infernal mess with my eyeball. If we could get that straightened around, I would be one happy camper. Just when I was doing so much better, now I got to go in and have surgery on my eye. It's just not fair. I'm disgusted. And today I wanted to go metal detecting so badly. It has been yesterday morning, it was snowing. Today it was 75 degrees. You heard me right. 75 degrees. And I had 2 doctor's appointments and didn't get to go out. Unfortunately, I needed the D on this one too. Yeah, I was very disappointed because it was absolutely beautiful day. Perfect for detecting. 75 with a light breeze. Oh, I could have just had so much fun. And I bet all my friends were out there. But no, I had to deal with all this other crapola. It happens. I'm just hoping that I get to go before I have to go have my surgery, because after that I won't be able to go for several weeks. Yeah, these curveballs stink. I'm not a baseball game. I don't like curveballs. Don't at all. It's just not fair. I'm sick of it. Sick of it, I say. Yeah, there's a lot of, there's a really cool video actually that was put together by Digging with Deej that she does once a year, where she spotlights female detectorists. And it's really, I've been in all of them since the first one, so I'm really happy. You know, Deej is awesome. And yeah, she puts together this video once a year that just very quickly spotlights the channels of different female detectors. And I never realized how many of us there were until I started watching those every year. Pretty amazing deal. And our little Deej, she's one of the best. And we have female detectorists of every age. We got Squeak. I think Squeak is like 10. She is awesome. I just sent her a metal detecting shirt a couple weeks ago. She sent me back a wonderful picture of her with the shirt. Good kid. I love seeing the kids out doing detecting. I love seeing the kids collecting their coins and learning about their coins. It's just makes me so happy, because when I was a kid, I started collecting pennies, and I was I was a nerd. I was a hippie nerd. I collected stamps and coins and rock and roll, a little bit of everything. When I lived in Florida, Dennis, and when I lived in Georgia, yes, I detected on the beach. I love the beach, but I am in Virginia right now, and the closest beach is 5 hours away. So I have not been beach detecting lately. When I get relocated back to Michigan, I plan on doing some beach detecting on the Great Lakes beaches, which are a little bit different because it is freshwater rather than saltwater. But yes, I have done beach detecting. I love it. I was raised in Florida, so I'm hoping that before I go back to Michigan that I get down to Florida to visit my brother and get to do some detecting with my friends who live down there. I wish that was a D. Uh, so, yes, I do detect beaches. My detector is not the best for beach detecting, but I knew I was not going to be doing a great deal of salt detecting. So I purchased the detector for what I really would be hunting. But I have studied on how to set it up to optimize it as much as possible for salt beach detecting. And I did okay when I was down there. I did all right with it because, like I said, I did a lot of research and optimized as best I could to find what I found. And I found a little bit of jewelry and a lot of clad. Uh, I found a carpet laying tool on Daytona Beach. Do not ask me how that got out there unless it was either A, washed out there from a hurricane or something. I don't know, but that's one of my favorite finds because it was just so odd to find it where I did. And yeah, 2 years ago, the end of February, beginning of March of 2020, I made a trip to Florida to metal detect and visit my brother. And while I was there, I started out on the East Coast, and then I was in Central Florida for a couple days. And then I went over to the Tampa Bay area. And unfortunately, it was the beginning of spring break and the beginning of COVID. And being someone with autoimmune disorders, I was down at Clearwater Beach and I saw these kids that were in the public restroom. They were taking no precautions whatsoever. They thought it was a big joke. And I said, I need to get my little butt out of here before I end up with COVID. So I called my friend Rob from Florida Thunder Digging with Rob because we were supposed to detect Clearwater Beach. And I said, dude, I'm not doing this. Can you find us somewhere else uh, to detect? So we went and did a vacant lot and a couple of permissions. Um, Truthfully, I have not really found a lot of coins. And part of that is, silver coins. And part of that is just where I was living and had available to detect. So the oldest silver coin that I found detecting was a war nickel that I found on my sister's farm when I came up here to Virginia it's from the 1940s. The first silver coin I found wasn't even American. I found it out in the middle of a field in rural Georgia, and it was a 1954 Canadian dime. I have no idea how that got out there. I seem to be dialed into gold and silver rings. I find rings. Oops, that's one of those patriotic ones. That's not a state. Okay, we're farm 2020. And unless it's a W, we are done. And it looks like we are done, and I got skunked on my parks book this week. I did find one last week, so this has been slow going on this national parks collection, but I'll get them someday. Yeah. Yeah, I started out with this $40 bounty hunter gold digger detector that my sister gave me. I had been going to buy a detector because my friend Tommy and I had planned on doing a bunch of detecting, and then he had a stroke and passed away, and I was just devastated, and I just was sitting on my couch waiting to die. I was so upset. And my sister gave me that little $40 detector. She had bought it for her husband, and he had no interest. So when I went back to Florida for Tommy's to do his memorial service, I took that little $40 detector with me, and I was bored and depressed sitting in the hotel the night before the event, and I went over to this little park, and I had this detector maybe 3 weeks, and I went over there. Now, I used to own a racing newspaper in Florida back in the 80s called the Oval Track Observer, and it covered short track stock car racing throughout the state. And our mascot, we had a contest, and somebody drew us a little puppy dog mascot with checkered flags and a racing suit. And we named him Otto, O-T-T-O, because it sounded like auto. So I'm over here in this park, and I'm going around, and I'm finding change and odds and ends. And I went over by the basketball court because somebody had told me, that that's a good place to look because people put their backpacks down and people sit down on the ground, and they, sometimes they take their pants off because they got shorts underneath them. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go over here. And I got what I thought was going to be a nickel, because that's what it sounded like. And I dug and I dug and I dug and I dug. And I found an 18 karat gold signet ring. Now, I didn't know it was 18 karat gold at the time because it didn't have any markings in it. But what got me was it had the name Otto, O-T-T-O, just like the mascot of my newspaper. And Tommy was one of the advertisers in my paper. He was one of my cheerleaders, to keep when I first started the paper. He really helped me. He was a race car fabricator. And so here I am. I'm in this park, by the way, covered with chigger bites, which I didn't realize until later, from sitting on the ground. But the very first ring I found turned out to be 18 karat gold and had Otto on it. And I was there for Tommy's memorial service, and I took that as an omen that I was supposed to continue with the detecting, and I have as much as my health has allowed me to do. But that was my story, and I have found several more gold rings since then. I found my absolute treasure, which, I'm sure he was, because one day I was walking through this schoolyard in Georgia, And I wasn't really finding much, and I was really depressed, and I was kind of cussing him, and I'm like, darn it, Tommy, you were supposed to be here. How come you're not here? And I was on my way back to my car, and I got this signal that sounded like a nickel. And I said, well, I'm going to dig this, and then I'm going home. Well, I wasn't even paying attention really to the things I had found that day, but I dug this thing that I thought was going to be a nickel, and it was a 14-karat gold crucifix ring with Jesus on the cross, and I lost it. I had to go home. I was bawling like a baby. Well, when I got home and I started laying out all my finds, one of the other things that was in that group of items I found in that schoolyard was a little round piece of jewelry. It wasn't gold or anything. It was a little round circle with little cut glass things around it, and the initial K in the middle. So it's a circle with a K. Now, that wouldn't mean anything to anybody else, but my friend Tommy had a stroke, and that's what killed him. He was in line at the Circle K when he had the stroke. I didn't even make the connection until I got home and I had laid that thing out next to that crucifix ring that I had found Circle K. So nobody in the world is going to tell me he was not out there with me that day. I guarantee you there was some divine intervention happening for me to find those two items together. Alrighty, we're going to do a duck race. And then I'm going to write down who the top three are, and then I'm going to go fix me a din-din. Yeah, it's absolutely. I'll try Wednesday night to get my rings out. Oh yeah, I am a firm believer. I've had other things that I found that were just like, whoa, Nelly. Same place. Now, bear in mind, I moved to this county in Georgia. I had already arranged to move there when I discovered through Tommy that one of our old racing buddies lived in that county. And it was one of Tommy's best friends. And so I ended up living right by people that we had known for years and years in racing. And so somehow Tommy kept showing up in strange little ways. And like one day I found a plastic manatee lying on the ground out in this same schoolyard. Now, clearly I didn't detect that, but I was detecting at the time. And you would have to know a little bit about the Tampa area. There's a place that is owned by the electric company where manatees like to come up there and swim because the water is so warm. And Tommy and I used to go there and feed the manatees all the time. Why am I finding a plastic manatee in the middle of a South Georgia playground? But I did. The same day, I found one of those flattened pennies that come out of, you put a penny in or you put 50 cents in and you get this flattened penny with the advertising logo on it. I found one for Busch Gardens, Tampa, another place Tommy and I used to go all the time. Just periodically things pop up. When I think he's done watching over me, something will pop up. All right, now here's the deal, folks. If you are in the stream, I need you to post something so the bot will pick your name up so I can enter you in the duck race. So I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to get posted. According to my stream, I have 7 people. Not exactly burning down the house tonight, but the fox on the ground detecting. Hello, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Now I'm up to 9. So 1/3 of the room is probably going to get an entry into next week's drawing. Right now, I have the duck race screen up here, so you can see where I'm going to be entering the names. Will be entered in here shortly. We got some funky ducks. Oh my goodness. So let's see how we're doing here. I'm going to read off the names that are here so far. If you do not hear your name, then you need to post something so that you will show up on my list. We have Archaeology Mikey 007. Mikey likes it. Dennis Jamieson, Furry Plants and Coins, John Jacobs, Lucky James Eller, Michael Kittle, Rare Coins, and the Fox and the Ground Detecting. If I did not mention your name, you need to post something in the stream to get your name on said list. I'll give you another minute or so. Yeah, it's only showing 7 in chat. I don't know. But it shows different on StreamYard sometimes than it does on YouTube. I have noticed that there's sometimes a lag between the two. StreamYard's running a little bit faster than the YouTube stream, and that sometimes affects that. That's why I always give everybody a couple more minutes, because they are not totally 100% in sync with each other. Wish they were, but they're not. Ooh, just found a 53 Wheatie. Yeah, I got some Wheaties here. I still got to go through. Oh, I love my StreamYard. I do. Yeah, YouTube has a bad lag. Some days more than others. So, all right, let's see how many we got in there now. All right, that looks like it. So I'm going to copy this list of people. And I'm going to go over here to the race of the ducks. See if I can remember. I haven't done this for a while. Names, edit list. Got to wipe out the sample list. Oh, I'm going to need my keyboard. Where did I put my keyboard? There it is. Oh. All right. Fox, I'm going to have to shorten your name just a tad, but we'll know who that is because it can only be on one line. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we are going to run a 1 minute and 30 second race. We're going to shuffle the characters. Is everybody ready? Top 3 qualify for next week's giveaway. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. And we are off. We're off to the races. Look at them duckies go. Woohoo! I like the one with the scuba. James, is that James that has scuba or Michael Kittle? It's James. James is wearing scuba gear. Look at the fox on the ground. Woohoo! Go! Quack-a-doodle duck! Go, 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 go! Quack-a-doodle duck! Up, here comes John Jacobs from the back. Here he goes. Up, fox and ground is going backwards. James Eller may have something with that scuba gear. Look at Furry, all purple. Mikey says, I always get the fat duck. I don't know, Mikey. He's moving up. Old fat boy may make it. There's leftover from that fat Santa we had earlier. Your duck's got the Santa hat on. Uh-oh, James, is that equipment getting too heavy for you? Woohoo! Let's go. Go. Up, here he comes back. Here he comes back. Got 14 seconds to go. Go, go, go. We got 3 of them clearly up in front. We got Fox and Ground, Archaeology Mikey, James Eller. But look, coming from the back, furry plants and coins. Now, there's supposed to be a way I can see who finished second and third. I may have to run it back because I got to see who the other 2 were. Where's my pen so I can write this down? Oh, my eyes are blurring. Furry plants was definitely number 1. But I don't know how to. You're supposed to be able to go back and see. So I may have to watch this again. I'll have to ask Rob how he does that. He may be using a different race. Well, here's what I'll do. Since I can't go back, we're going to run another race, and whoever wins it will go on the list until I get 3 of you. Anybody have a problem with that? What is going on here? Oh, I'm trying to do it from the wrong screen. That's the problem. Okay. I'll get this figured out here in a second. Yeah, does anybody have a problem with me running 2 more races? Because I can't figure out how to back it up and see who the other 2 people were. So we'll just run 2 more races. Kittle was second, okay? Well, we don't want to cheat Mr. Kittle. But I don't know who third was. All right, well, we're going to run another one anyway. Let me get back on the screen, and I will take that one out. I don't know how to take Michael out without resetting the whole game. But if he wins, he's already on the list, so he doesn't need a spot. Let me shuffle everybody up. And duckies, start your engines. Woohoo! No, I haven't. We're just have another race. What the heck? Look at Kittle's making sure he gets in. Look at this. Space Cadet Duck. Yeah, that's it. All right. Here comes that Space Cadet Duck. We got it happening. Oh, M3 has come to see me. Hi, honey. Yeah, you like ducks, huh? M3 came to watch the duck race. M3's my cat, for those of you who do not know. We're up to 39 seconds. Come on, Emmett. Come on. No, you can't get on the computer. No, you can't do that. No, we don't do that. Quack-a-doodle duck. Quack, 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 quack. Here we go. It's a tight race. M3 is my cat, yes. It stands for meow, meow, meow. He was named that by a 60s rock legend who gave him to me, a gentleman who also keeps his name very secretive. Question mark of question mark and the mysterious. Archaeology Mikey. Woohoo! I think that was rigged. I think M3 came up here and put Archaeology Mikey in because Mikey sends him catnip bananas. All right, we got 3 people for today. And keep watching from between now and Monday. I'm going to just pop up and sign some more people up. We're going to play some more games. We're going to play our legendary cats and dogs. Those of you who have not experienced a cats and dogs game will find that very interesting. Yeah, if Jimmy was here, it would be rigged. All right, everybody, I'm going to go. I will get some more folks signed up tomorrow. I'm just going to be popping on Fox and Ground Detecting. I am the publicist for a 60s rock band who had a big, ginormous hit in October of 1966. Let's just say they derailed the last train to Clarksville with a little $50 record that was recorded in the living room of a house in Bay City, Michigan. A little song called 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterians. Well, I work for that band, but Q is also like my best buddy on the planet, and somebody dumped this cat on his farm when I lived up there, and it wasn't getting along with the feral cats. So Q and his drummer gave me the cat for Christmas, and he's been tormenting me ever since. All right, guys, thank y'all for being here. Make sure that you have hit the like button and the subby button, and that you have your notifications set to all, because like I said, I'm going to be popping on every day at some point in time to sign some more people up. Jimmy is here and it's always rigged. Oh, well, where were you in the race, Jimmy? Did you drown your own duck? All right, guys. Now, remember, Wednesday night is my metal detecting show, Sweeping the Dirt, 6 p.m. Eastern. Y'all come back. We talk about coins and detecting and music and play cats and dogs and duck races. And I got some other games I'm coming up with. The end goal, of course, is to win one of those vintage U.S. mint canvas penny bags. Yeah, let's raid Jeff Silversmith. He was one of my early channels when I first started really getting into the coin part of it, because my channel really started out as a detecting channel, and then I started finding coins. So I went back to my coin collecting stuff as well. So yeah, let's do that. Somebody post a link, please, for Jeff Silversmith, and then I will sign off. Yeah, Jeff Silversmith's pretty cool. He used to have like a really, really big following, and then like I did, had to go off for a while and came back. So I've been trying to help him build his channel. Yeah, I like Bassman too, but I'm trying to really help Jeff because he's trying to build his channel back up. And I'll probably pop into Bassman for a little bit. I really like him, but He never comes to see me anymore. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for your continued support. Y'all rock, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.